Why don't we go next to David from Wisconsin, who is also a member at joinpacman.com. David, I thank you for your support. What's on your mind today?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Hey, yeah, longtime listener and also proud owner of both of the children's books. And
Thank you.
uh, yeah, so got kind of a economics question for you.
Sure.
So, the 1% has something like 99% of the wealth, but they also don't consume 99% of goods and services.
Mm.
So when we talk about wealth distribution, how do we do that without and demand growing disproportionately and then causing a bunch of inflation?
So if I understand correctly, what you're saying is because of the diminishing marginal utility of buying stuff, the wealthiest 1% have a lot of the wealth. I think it's actually 31%. So the 1% have 31% of the wealth, not 99%. But still, your point that it's very skewed is accurate. Your argument is that, how much food are you really going to eat? You don't eat 10 times more if you have 10 times more money beyond a sort of like you get enough calories. And this applies to a lot of different things. So if all of a sudden we had more egalitarian income and wealth distribution, there are people who suddenly would be able to afford a lot more stuff and to some degree would want more of it than maybe the wealthiest do. And therefore, there would be a huge increase in demand. And you're saying, how do we deal with that?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that it's something to deal with. I think that's the whole point of demand side stimulus. I mean, let me explain what I mean. One of the big arguments that those who believe in demand side stimulus rather than supply side economics is it's really great for the economy to give people who don't have that much money more money. It's much better than giving the money to the very rich. Why? Because, like we said, the very rich have a diminishing marginal utility for money. There's only so many cars and so much food you could eat and so much travel that you can do. And therefore, we stimulate demand by giving the money to people who have less money already. That's great for businesses. By increasing demand, it will get businesses to hire more. It will then generate more business revenue, which goes to the employees. I mean, it's not something to deal with. It's the whole point of demand side stimulus.
Gotcha. So then the assumption then is that supply will just grow proportionately and then we wouldn't have to worry about inflation.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, of course, supply is also going to grow when more of it is demanded. If there's demand for way more, if all the restaurants are full in a neighborhood because all of a sudden everybody has more money, then yes, you may see restaurant prices go up a little bit. But what you'll really see is more restaurants open to meet that demand.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Now,
All
that's
right.
not the
Great.
case
Great.
it's not the case in every industry necessarily, and you can have more or less elastic demand. It's far more complicated than I'm acknowledging here. But the whole point of demand side stimulus is to generate the very demand that you're talking about.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks. That was my question.
All right, David from Wisconsin, great to hear from you. So many people wanting to get on today. Let's talk to some more folks. If you're familiar with me and my show, you know that I don't promote crazy supplements, drinkable silver, wacky stuff that right-wing shows do. I don't offer miracle cures or anything like that. I promote products that are backed by science and that make sense at the end of the day. That's what our sponsor AG1 is. It's really simple. Instead of taking dozens of different vitamins, potentially spending hundreds of dollars on them, what I do is before my morning cappuccino, I have a scoop of AG1 in water. Simple. I get the entire day's worth of vitamins, minerals, prebiotics, probiotics. It's in a form that you can absorb and utilize. It tastes good. You can put it in a drink. You can put it in a shake. Whatever works for you. Unlike routines that involve all sorts of pills and gummies and the inconvenience and the difficulty of maintaining it, AG1 is just foundational nutrition made easy and affordable. I've even gotten some friends and family hooked on AG1 because it's just simple. It's simple and more cost effective. Go to drinkag1.com/Pacman. You'll get 5 free travel packs of AG1 and a year's supply of vitamin D for free. The link is down below.